This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello, and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB. Today, in the arena, riveting content. We are rank camping, because I'm currently, with 57 minutes to go, number 864, and that should be good enough to be top 1200 for yet another month in a row. You basically saw the run that got me into a campable position with the Goldspan Dragon Adventure deck from 2 days ago. And on top of that, I won one more game with a mono-white aggro deck, and I've been able to camp it out ever since. Yes, camping is weakness, and I'm a coward. But I have these aftershock tremors of the very close calls I had in December and January. So I'm camping. I'm camping because you guys really like the competitive content. Well, some of you like it, but you guys are really good fans, and I want to continue to play the qualifiers for your entertainment because it seems to mean a lot to you. But just because we're camping rank, that means we get out the jank, which people often say is missing on the channel. So today in the arena, I'm going to play for you my jankiest McJank deck. This is the World Tree meme. Yes, secretly, while spiking the ladder and dominating the ranked cacophonies of best of one, I have been also mastering the art of the World Tree on the side, and this particular version runs a lot of ramp, a lot of gods, and a lot of World Tree to actually get us to 11 mana and then go fetch an army of gods from the deck. Usually about 13 is about how many I usually find out of the deck, and attack the opponent and kill them in one swing because it includes Purpose. And going down the list of every single god in the deck would just dilute and make lame the deck. So I'll just go over some of the 4-ofs. Path to the World Tree makes sense. It's kind of written on the card that we're supposed to play this with the frickin' World Tree. But we also end up blinking it with Yorian and sacrificing it for the draw 2, do 2 of everything ability pretty often, which is good. Wolfwillow Haven is ramp. Cultivate is ramp for Valakut Awakening, the secret sauce of the deck. When we draw these gods into our hand, we can put them on the bottom of our deck and draw fresh cards. It actually makes sure that the World Tree actually goes off and does good things. And then we have 4 Spirit of Aldergard, which this big old like high-powered bear, thanks to all the snowlands I run, is actually a bit of a headache for the opponent while keeping the ramp going. There are 4 Binding of the Old Gods for removal that also ramps. There is 4 Blood on the Snow to sweep the board and get back the bear and just keep the mana going. There is 1 Coma to keep the opponent occupied. There are 4 Ugins to keep the opponent from killing us and keep them occupied, distracted from our real plan, which is the World Tree. 1 Yasharn also helps with those land drops, and it's a good card to get back with Blood on the Snow, and every now and then it hoses a sacrifice deck. There's 1 Dryad of the Elysian Grove to put more lands on the battlefield. There's a million lands, including 1 of all of the tapped snow lands to support the 5 colorness. There are 4 World Trees. There are 4 Fabled Passage. It is a Yorian deck because we have to fit all this into one build, and it's incredibly fun. So don't overanalyze it. Just measure the joy of this deck by how many times we get to World Tree explode and wreck our opponent. I miss Merchant. I know he's taking a bit of a magic break. He would have done something like this. I'll try to do well by him. Anyway, this video is dedicated to the most recent YouTube members who joined the Cool Kids Club Dojo. We're dedicating today's cosmetic to you. That is Lucas Cordoba. That is Fegzi Lee. That is Slansky. Thank you very much for joining, you 3. And today, in your honor, we're going to dedicate this card I'm probably not going to play many other places, but is a good one. He's a good bear spirit. This one is for you, the shiny Spirit of Aldergard. Let's dive in. Let the World Tree nonsense begin. The play queue. Finally, CGB makes a deck that is play queue appropriate. And it's a Yorian deck. Isn't that awesome? I know you guys love Yorian so much. I don't think anybody has ever taken as much crap for playing a card they love as I take for playing Yorian. All right, got him! On to the next one. That's my LVD impression. Did you like it? Did you like it? How about this one? Do you know this one? How's it going, boys? I think you know that one. People often ask me about that one. You know that one? All right. Yeah, we got the bear. It's really all you need in your life. Tapped lands, doing things that tapped lands do. If we draw an untapped land to go with this Haven, we have a bear or a binding on time, which is epic. Our opponent has foretold a card. We drew it! We're doing it! Let my Haven live. And don't you counter my bear. He's a good bear. Ugh, this open mana thing isn't doing it for me. I'm wondering if buying Yorian is better than playing a bear that's just going to die. Especially when we don't need the land drop yet. Yeah, they want to either kill this bear with this open mana or cast Binding on their turn, so let's deny them that. Punished a little bit there with the Behold. Our opponent actually doesn't have Yorian, so maybe they're not the deck I think they are, which is Emergent Ultimatum. Like every Sultai deck, I think, is Emergent Ultimatum these days. All right, mana is open again. We draw Cultivate, which they could counter. But we still have a land drop for the turn. We're just slow rolling the bear. Slow rolling the bear. Wow. Okay. You are the anti-fun. I get it. Let's wait. I don't want to run out of Valky here, I don't think. Getting information about their hand. We know what their hand is. It's a bunch of lame cards. We don't need to know that. We can play around them without even looking. I don't need them to stream to snipe them. I'm that good. I foretell things. Okay. Bear. What you got? All right. 2 mana's open. We could play the Valky. I still don't like it. So, the Fable Passage can be anything. We have blue and white and green. So let's get a black-red. I guess we need another black to play the Valky on the Tybalt side. So this is probably a black mana. Birds for nerds. Yay. Yay. They did it. They made the birds. Oh my gosh, it's Coma. Screw you. Wait, we got an Ugin. Maybe we can salvage this. Probably not though, since they're going to counter stuff that we do. But we can try it. The World Tree. Mana issues no more. No? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. No. The answer is no. How about a Yorian? We have a binding, but it's not going to do much. But we do need one more land, but Yorian can secure the land. Blood on the Snow doesn't really work. We can see if the opponent tries to tap this, but they won't. But Blood on the Snow, they make the Coma indestructible, so that's not very fun. We're going to get attacked for 1 billion. That sucks. And we have to Ugin the next turn, which they can probably counter. I guess we can set the opponent back a little bit with the Blood on the Snow. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4 snow mana. Destroy all creatures. Okay, like this. And then we get back the bear. And that gets us another land for the Ugin. Alright, grab a swamp, I guess. Value! It's not quite a coma value, but it's value. Okay. Yay, it's not a saw it coming. Did they play a land yet? No. Okay, so miss your untapped land so that you can't counter. They did keep on top, though. It is an untapped land. But they don't use it! Okay. Oh, and they're getting Ugined. They're getting Ugined. Yes. If we block here, it's kind of obvious we have an Ugin, and if they're like giga smart, they'll use the coil to tap our land. So let's not give that away. I know it's -6 life, and maybe I'm giving them too much Giga Brain credit, but that is something you can do if you're playing Coma to play around Ugin. And same thing with attacking here. They could do the same thing. Now I bet they have another Coma. What do you want to bet? My haven is gone. Oh, they have their own Ugin. Okay, that could be worse. They seem really hyped about it. Pew pew! Endings are inevitable. Path to the World Tree. By the way, you may have noticed. You 10,000 IQ gamers notice we can tap our lands for any color, so we haven't even sacrificed the Fabled Passage. We could do it to thin our deck, but we actually need to get to 11 mana. So keeping lands in the deck isn't the worst thing. On top of that, we don't want to draw these gods. We secretly want these gods in the deck. So we'd rather draw land. All right, so they exile my goodies. Where are we at? 8? Losing that Haven did suck. We can play Tybalt here, though. Ooh, can we Perforos? Put a red creature card. That's too bad. All right, you. Cultivate, huh? I'll play this land from hand. Not sure if it matters. 9 lands. That is the downside of Tybalt. Sometimes you just draw 2 land. I wonder if I run out the Perforos next turn. Since we're about to World Tree, the Perforos, I really do want it in the deck, and since we haven't drawn a Valakut Awakening to put it there, we need our gods to have haste. Oh, crap. Oh, crap! Alright, what do I do? Get lucky? I need to get lucky. Shoots the Tybalt. Should have shot my face. I'm at 9. But, I don't know. Alright, draw. Boom! That can take out the Ugin. Its 8/8 can attack us to 1. Do I want to exile the food or the goose? I don't think so. We can take out Kiorabes the Sea God too, thanks to Yorian. If they don't have a counterspell. Okay, so that's a reason to exile the goose. Not only that, it can make food, which can give us life. If they need the mana, like if they have a negate, this cheats. We get there. Nice. Okay. Binding. No more Ugin.
My research has concluded.
The land they can see. Yorian. Blinking the goose won't work. It's their goose. They would get it back. And we can't blink it with Yorian anyway because you have to own the permanent. We're going to flip the Tybalt to Valky because the job is done here. We're going to blow up the Kioribes, the Sea God. And we see another Ugin. So the opponent can Ugin this board, but they lose their 8/8. And we have what? Well, we activate the World Tree, but the Perforos is in our hand, which is the worst possible god to have in our hand. The worst one. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Here's Ugin. What does the Ugin do?
A lesser world, and you will grow lost to history.
Okay. Huh. Huh. Well, we can sneak this onto the battlefield, but it doesn't have enough devotion to live, and it's a pretty unfortunate card to draw. The Ugin can't get rid of either of these. I think we play these out now. It makes our world tree so much better. Land for the opponent. Llanowar Visionary. It's a redraw. What can they find? Azusa, Lost But Seeking. Nice. All your lands are already on the field. They pass it back. Oh, get ready, baby. Oh, get ready. Don't think it matters much. Are you ready to take that ride? The World Tree. By gods, what has he done? Say hello to my friends. Don't leave. Don't leave. Roar! Jorn, God of Winter, untap my snowlands. Actually, can we use this to fetch another snowland in response? We can. Untap them all. Use Thassa, tap the blockers, hit them. Hit them dead. That's how it's done. That is a ramptastic hand. We're fighting Yorian again, but we're ramping into Coma this time. It's not a 5-color hand, it's 4, unless you count the Dryad, which I don't expect to actually live. Too many Elspeth nightmares in the world. Yeah, this isn't very good, but we'll see what happens. Maybe they just don't answer Coma, and we get away with something. Redain might give them headaches. I don't really need 4 mana next turn. We can play the Haven at a future date, but they're not going to play anything that targets it anyway. That's fine. Like, that is just fine. I'm gonna play, let's see, do we want to play Dryad when they can play Binding? Not really. All right, so white, green, green, white. So we need blue, and we would like black available. There we go. All right, well, we got around the Elspeth's Nightmare. Oh, that sucks. We drew something that it can take. Oh, well. Need this so that we can play Coma. Now the opponent will see the Coma coming. Really? Your commitment to obnoxiousness is unprecedented. Heartless Act, you got it? Not yet. Cycle Triome. That feels good. That feels good. I like seeing that. Sure, ramp some more. Ramp some more. Have fun with that. All right. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got some pretty cool stuff we get to do. All right. Path to the World Tree. Doesn't really matter what we get, I don't think. But we need the untapped land so we can redain, which makes everything cost more. And then we buy our Yorian, which is a serpent. We attack with our creatures. And then on their turn, let's make our serpent. Let's activate Coma. And what we're going to do is we're going to tap some of their lands on their upkeep so they can't cast their Emergent Ultimatum because of the Redain. Because right now they're on 8 mana going 9, which would cast the Emergent Ultimatum. Although they would still have to pay the 2 for the things they fetched. But I think just taxing them a bit here makes things much harder for them. We could tap down all their black mana, actually. But then we wouldn't have a serpent to sacrifice, so I don't think it's worth it. They could still play untapped land Ugin here. Maybe I should have played around that. Shadow's Verdict. All right, nothing to tap, so that resolves. This does 2 damage to an opponent, so they're almost dead. It's very close. Down to 5. Yorian. I will has my bonus land. Just need 2 more damage. There's another Shadow's Verdict. Okay, so tap that. I could also give this indestructible. I'll just wait to do that with Yorian if they target it. Like if they play Extinction Event, I'm not beating it with what I have right now anyway. They're having some mental... They're you know, they're processing whether or not to make mana with their land before it gets tapped down. Maybe which mana to make is a difficult choice. I don't know. I can't fathom what goes on in such a mind. All right, let's see, tap here. What you got, Big Ben? You're just a a ticking clock in there, aren't you? Hehehe. Both Lilo Haven. Nice. Now, I was gonna put the God of Battle on the Coma or the Yorian. It was gonna be epic. Oh well. On the play, another Yorian mirror. It's the only matchup that they give me. The Shuffler gives me 0 other matchups. I wonder if we're going to play the Raven next turn. I think so. That's pretty good. But then we end up shuffling probably with Path, so it's not great. Maybe we don't attack. Maybe that's the trick. We shuffle with Path. Oh, we just play Path first. That works. Tangled Florahedron, binding the old gods. We can also Thassa to turn this into something else. Let's go get black. Maybe we can cast the Prismatic Bridge this game. I've never actually done that, but we're working on it. Haven. Haven is meh. Kolvari we definitely don't want. Haven? Haven is, I guess, ramp. And I guess in the long run we do need to ramp. But next turn is probably binding, and then we can get the white source to cast the Prismatic Bridge. Or just have the World Tree fix it so we can cast the bridge. We shouldn't try to fool ourselves, though. Our opponent's definitely going to have Binding the Old Gods, and our bridge is not going to work. Right? Right. But we try. We're always trying to live that dream. Interesting. They're giving me the option of killing the Omen of the Sea. Keep both on top like a pro, but no, we de-ramp the opponent 100% of the time. I really hope I get the next chapter, though. Prismatic Bridge next turn would be fire. Haven. By Yorian, no binding. Okay. World Tree fixes mana, Prismatic Bridge, go. What you got? I have no idea. I've got a lot of gods, and I got some Ugins in here. And I got a Coma. Anything could happen. Frickin' anything could happen. Waking the Trolls? My World Tree! Well, take that. It's Yasharn. We have a pig. So there. Now what? Death Touch Yasharn. Now what, guys? I mean, we could just Thassa up this Yasharn. Oh, man. Why are they waking the Trolls on me? What did I do to deserve this? Nothing here ramps. I really do want to ramp. I think we'll play this and try to hit Planeswalkers and just go for the Ugins. Because we're going to need it. Whiff. They took my World Tree. What is the world coming to? You animal. How dare you use such a Yorian trick against me. Come on, Ugin. Come on, Ugin. Stop this nonsense. Stop this garbage from the opponent. Wrong order, Ugin. Very disappointed in you. Should not have played that first. Is lifelink a good thing? I think we want to play the Haven and the Bear. Take 6. Wait, is the Thassa just better though? But I'm going to Ugin it all away. That's the problem. I'm going to Ugin everything. So I shouldn't play the Haven. I should use the Heliod. Oh well. I guess we still need to ramp to cast the Ugin in a reasonable amount of time, so we have to play the Wolf Willow Haven. And there's our bear. And we'll name... We have enough land. I guess I'll name Enchantment and try to hit Binding the Old Gods. But we hit a Haven. Can also hit Path to the World Tree. Enchantment's not unreasonable, and it hits Theros Gods too. I don't want to live anymore. I hate jank videos so much. This is what happens to me. Oh! Yeah, that is nice. Yeah, thinking. Totally. Unfortunately, we have to completely wipe our own everything, but it's totally worth it. So... Da-da-da-da-da. Charge. Down to 3. 3's not much. Where you get? Oh yeah, I can just shoot you with the Ugin. I was gonna exile everything. That was lethal. That was just a lethal hit, and I'm complaining. I'm quite the CGB, aren't I? Thank God I can play ranked now. Now I can play against rogues instead of endless Yorian Sultai mirrors. I kept on trying to get good games with this video for so long that the rank ladder reset. We made it 900 something, but all right, now we're playing ranked because I have nothing to lose. And so far I've only played against 2 things today, Sultai Yorian and rogues. So yay. Let's see if anybody is playing something else in the whole world. Path to the World Tree. It's a good hand on the play for sure. And our opponent's hand is not looking so good. Looking very slow. Could run out the Kozima. I think it would just die. So I don't think it's worth trying, to be honest. White, green, blue, red, black. That will do. Is it worth trying? This will definitely die. So we could play the Omen Keel and the Heliod, or we can play the Omen Keel and buy the Yorian. We'll transform it later. We almost don't mind if it dies because we have blood on the snow, but I'd rather be getting the Yorian back with blood on the snow over and over. That way we keep hitting land drops because of Path of the World Tree. Liliana. Funky art, too. Discard a card. This is going to be fun. Check this out. We need to draw an untapped land for this to pay off. So maybe not. Let's drop the Heliod instead. Not a big part of our plan anyway. And we didn't draw the untapped land. So... Yorian? Exile the path. Power up the Omen Keel. They only have 1 card in graveyard, so the Liliana can't kill the Yorian, so let's hit their face. The Liliana is going to die to a blood on the snow eventually. And we hit a whole bunch of nice lands. Look at that. Let's play a World Tree so we don't have to discard it. Get back Path to the World Tree, fetch another land that we're going to discard. Deciding which one. I guess a forest. Swamp. We can discard the alpine meadow. And we also have plenty of snow-covered swamps in exile. We'll discard the snow-covered swamp. Mono black snow control. Probably also runs blood on the snow. Probably can't deal with the Omen Keel without open mana. Turgrid. Okay. Discard a card. I will choose something that will not give them Turgrid value. Good choice.
You think too much. Oh, your bravery is adorable.
Destroy all creatures. Bring back Yorian. I think we blink the Omen Keel here and make the opponent kill the Cosima, or else it can really take over the game, and we can get it back again. And I'm trying to decide, do we play lands from over here? Yeah, let's play the Haven. The Haven might attack our opponent, or their Liliana. Handful of land. Lots of things to discard to you. Eliminate Cosima is a good choice. Heartless Act Yorian, but what about the Haven of yours? That Haven I sniped from you. Yeah? Looks like it's gonna hit. This is also 2 damage to an opponent. And a creature. So we can't finish off the Liliana, which the opponent didn't even plus. We could get back the Cosima and make them do it again. But I don't think that's the play. Yeah, this black control deck, I think, is definitely prey for our deck. Let's keep playing lands from here, because we want cards in our hand for the eventual Allrund. And we have 5 mana, we'll play another Path to the World Tree, fetch another land. Soon we can start sacking those to draw cards. We're on the march to the gods. There are 2 gods in the graveyard, but still plenty of damage in the deck. Ooh. We don't have any snow cards in our graveyard, though. It's unfortunate. The staff would be pretty good against the opponent. Should have discarded more of these snow lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This can be 9. Yeah, let's not play the staff this turn. There's nothing to get back. But next turn, we're just going to sacrifice the Path to the World Tree. And since we'll have to discard, we'll do it on their turn. That's also why we played the land from hand this time, because we're going to have to start discarding. Oh, they've got their own Haven. Up to 1 target creature. Yeah, not a lot of options there. Coma? Roar? Redain? These are all cards that can annoy the opponent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. Next turn, World Tree. So this turn, we can do kind of whatever we want. The opponent will be afraid to power up this Haven, won't they? I think so. Let's send the bear. What? Alright, well, Path to the World Tree can kill it. Okay. So that's 7 mana, so I guess we don't play Coma. We will go bang, bang. Dead. New bear. Ooh. Don't have to play Redain here. We can get more land on the field. Discard a snow card. just in case we end up getting it back with Jorn. We have 2 cards that let us tap all our lands for any color. Aren't we fancy? Soul Shatter. Epic removal won't help you when the World Tree goes off. Oh man, and they're tapped out. Say goodnight. Say goodnight. Oh, the Jorn's in our hand. We don't have to do this. Alas. Oh, Lord. We're here to leave a dent in the universe. In ranked, baby. Get him. Smashed him. I gotta admit, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. And we are back for the post-game wrap. Jank doesn't come around the channel often, but when camping the rank, we get to play the jank. So I hope you enjoyed seeing me bring a ridiculous number of gods out of the deck onto the battlefield and hastily smashing the opponent's face with it in epic meme lord fashion. Should you play this deck? That depends. Do you like winning? Do you like rogues just milling you and countering everything you do? Or do you live your life for that one moment of glory, that one priceless moment in the sun where your opponent's just like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. And you're like, yes. Yes, I did. You will remember me. That's who this deck is for. Timmy's Jank Lords of the world. If you want to see, just if you want your opponent to have that really long pause before their head explodes as they contemplate the 10 plus creatures you put into play with haste and a million abilities, have I got a build for you. If you enjoy the nonsensy decks, make sure you leave a comment and make sure you leave a like. Appreciate it a lot. Consider getting a membership. Join the Cool Kids Club dojo where we have some bonus content. And I've just started doing this. There is a Discord channel where you can see the deck I play 24 hours in advance of everyone else. So thank you to all the members. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. You're cool.